Salve. In this video, we're going to learn about the future passive. Just like with the imperfect passive, we're going to form it the same way that we did with the active forms, and we're just going to change the endings. So here's a first conjugation verb in the future active. It has that bo, be, and boo just after the stem, and those are a giveaway that we're dealing with the future tense. We should already be familiar with those. To make it passive, we'll just use the future passive endings instead, which are bor, beris, bitur, bimur, bimini, buntur. Now it says, as it says up at the top here, these endings only apply to first and second conjugation. We'll come to third and fourth conjugation later. All right, so if we take a look at these, it has that bo, be, and boo in it, just like before, except the second singular, which has an E instead. It also has the same basic passive endings that we have seen in present and imperfect already. So we just need to take this future active form of spectare and change the endings to this: spectabor, spectaberis, spectabitur, and so forth. And that's it. Translating these is very easy. It's future tense, so spectabor will mean I will be watched. I am going to be watched is just as good, by the way. The second singular, spectaberis, means you will be watched. And the third singular, spectabitur, means he or she will be watched. Okay, movere is a second conjugation verb. We see it here in the future active. We'll just do the same thing. Movebo, movebis, and movebit will become movebor, moveberis, and movebitur. And we'll look at the third person plural here, movebuntur, and that means they will be moved. Okay, as you will recall from earlier, future tense is unique in that it has a different set of endings for different conjugations, and it's the only tense that does. First and second conjugation use the bo, bis, bit endings that we just saw, but third and fourth conjugation we use the am, es, et endings that we see here on the end of the verb trahere. However, the change is going to be the same. We just changed the last bit of the ending to passive forms. So we take a look here at what we have for trahere in the future, meaning to pull. It will just become trahar, traheris, trahetur, and so forth. The first singular, trahar, means I will be dragged. Okay, capere is an IO verb, so we have an IE right here before the endings in the active. It stays there in the passive as well. And we'll just change the endings to give us this in the present passive: capiar, capieris, capietur, and so forth. The third person singular, capietur, means it will be taken. Okay, punire is a fourth conjugation verb, so it's definitely an IO verb. They all are. So it still has that IE as well. And we do the same thing as before. These are the active endings. We'll change to passive, giving us this: puniar, punieris, and punietur, and so forth. Look at the first person plural, puniemur. That means we will be punished. Okay, let's practice with some future passive forms. All right, we're going to start with first and second conjugation endings, so we have those at the top right. And we'll go with we will be attacked. When we're forming verbs in the future tense, it's important to know what conjugation you're dealing with, since verbs of different conjugations take different endings in the future. And we can tell from the infinitive, from that ARE, that this is a first conjugation verb. So we're going to use the bor, beris, bitur endings here. So we'll just drop the RE from there to get the stem. Then we add the ending, and we get apugna bimur. All right, next. You will be tortured. A little dark perhaps, but nonetheless. It's a second conjugation verb, so we use these endings again. We'll drop the RE, and we'll add the ending and get torqueberis. Okay, next we're going to have I will be forced. Now we're using a third conjugation verb, which is going to alter things, and that means we need this other set of endings, the are, eres, etur endings, which we see at the top right. When we learn future active for third and fourth conjugations, I said that the easiest way to deal with it is to actually drop the O from the first principal part and then add the ending, and that eliminates having to worry about how to deal with IO verbs because it works every time. So we can do that here. We just take that part right there, drop the O, and then we'll add the first person singular ending and get kogar. I will be forced. All right, the next one. They will be protected. Fourth conjugation verb here. So since it's an IO, we'll just drop the O, take the rest of that. We'll add the third person plural ending, and we get custodientur. Okay, next, y'all will be slowed down. Again, drop the O. There's our base. We'll add the second person plural ending, and we get impediemini. And one more. It will be heard. Again, an IO verb, since it's fourth conjugation, we will drop the O. There's the stem right there. We'll add the third person singular ending this time, and the answer is audietur. Okay, and that is it for the future passive. If you have any questions, let me know. Wale.